you doing here?
No, it's Lucy and Ted's baby. Ted had a little accident water skiing, and Lucy's taking him to the hospital.
Now, we cannot have a baby in this house. My sister's coming.
Does she eat them?
I have cleaned this house from top to bottom. I have killed myself for 2 days now. Babies make a mess.
In diapers.
He's very wonderful, but I have only known him for a week.
That's right.
But I don't want to lose him. Girls, I just don't know what I'm going to tell him. I have to go put on my face.
What if she marries him? What'll happen to us? This house is hers.
Then we'll move.
We can't.
Ma, will you knock it off? What? We've been washing glasses for 10 minutes. We finished 3.
So what's the... It's not pretty.
We better go. We have reservations.
I hope he's taking you to a cold climate.
Good night. Thanks, ladies. It was a pleasure.
Nice meeting you, Harry. Have fun.
The man is a scuzzball.
Sure, Blanche. And Goldilocks and the 3 Bears is why you prefer not to sleep alone.
Well, at least we're not alone tonight.
Oh, boy. You know, there is nothing worse than being wide awake and scared and by yourself.
Oh, yes, there is.
Number 3, you can't eat cream of wheat because it's too spicy.
Will you stop? Will you stop? Honey, this could be serious.
Of course it could. That's why I'm trying not to think about it. I'll be honest. If anything happened to Rose, it would be like losing one of my own children. I'm going to the cafe.
Hot and then cool them down.
Kathy, I swear sometimes you can read my mind.
I think we should stick to babysitting.
I agree.
All right, as long as it's only for 1 day.
Oh, this is going to be great. I love charities. In fact, I helped establish the Henry Fjord Foundation.
The Fjord?
Yeah. How would you like to star in my video?
Are there any nude love scenes involved? No, because if it's integral to the plot, I'll be more than happy to do it.
You see, Dorothy, Sophia wants to be in my video. Why won't you?
Dorothy's always been a little camera shy. You'd be, too, if you looked like Fess Parker in heels.
Really nice meeting you. I'm sure she's all right, but you call me if you need me, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Huh?
Goodbye, Elliot.
Goodbye, Dorothy.
Oh, thank you for being a kind and generous God.
James, this is different. I've been working on this since noon.
Ma, when are you going to learn that these money-making gimmicks of yours never work?
Hey, I'm not the only one with big dreams. I remember a time when we all thought catering was the ticket. You remember that?
Affected your non-rolling meatball?
Hey, just because you have a chin doesn't mean you're Jay Leno. Ooh, what smells so good in here besides me? Lasagna alla Sophia. I made it for the Daughters of Italy cooking contest. All right. The girls part company and head for America, never to see one another again. Rose, one of those girls was me. The other one you probably know as Mama Celeste. That reminds me, I gotta give Charlie Milburn a call.
If this cake reminds you of Charlie Milburn, we could both give him a call. Rose, how...
You know, it's really been interesting. I got hit, did chores, learned all about handicapped animals. All in all, it hasn't been half bad. And if it's all right with you, I wouldn't mind living here full time.
Here we are, alley number 7.
Oh, number 7? Oh, that's my favorite. I'm so glad we got number 7.
You're not superstitious.
No, it's adjacent to the men's locker room.
The largest tobacco plantation in all of Cuba. Do you know that at one time I was the most famous Fidel in the entire country? Until you know who showed up.
Who?
Rex the Wonder Horse, Rose.
How did you know about Santiago Cigar?
Hey, you're not even gonna ask what's wrong?
What's wrong, Ma?
I got 3 days to live.
Fine, Ma. I'll scratch the Bengay off the grocery list.
I can't believe you're so incensed. We're afraid because our mothers taught us to be afraid.
For survival, Ma. They had to. I mean, what's a mother supposed to say? Don't be afraid of strangers. Eat their candy. Get into their cars.
Well, he made me feel better.
Me too.
I was just thrilled to be out of there. He had 2 dead fish in his tank.
Shrink, that chicks really eat that stuff up. Anyway, Catherine and I fell in love, and on the spur of the moment, we decided to get married. The wedding is a week from tonight, and you're all invited. I talked to the kids. They said they're going to try and fly in. Well, I got to go now. I'm on my way to surprise Catherine with this.
Oh, tell us, Ernie, have you ever been married?
I'm divorced.
Oh, was the breakup caused by your drinking problem?
I don't have a drinking problem.
Were you cheating on your wife?
Is this a Barbara Walters special?
I guess the two of you want to get going.
Oh, great. It was a pleasure meeting you all. Good night now.
Have fun. Bye-bye. And suddenly she'll turn to me and say, "Why are you staring at me? I've been wanting to pick my nose for the past half hour."
Well, Dorothy, I live by one simple rule. Share your love with people today, because they may be gone.
I'm just trying to help. You want to help? Be quiet.
I'll be quiet. But just don't close your eyes. All right? Don't close your eyes.
Did you find them?
No.
Yeah.
Hi. Tell me, how'd the class go?
Oh, not so bad, really, although it was harder than I'd expected. But I'm sure that in time I'll be able to master the technique and absorb the subtleties.
She stunk. But the teacher said I was a natural.
Ooh, let me get this straight. Blanche couldn't get the hang of Dirty Dancing, but you could?
Dorothy, now do you see why I'm so embarrassed? Can you imagine a dance with movements just like making love and I can't do it?
Relax, Blanche. Maybe standing up is what's throwing you.
Goes on.
In my village in Sicily, we had a custom. If your mother-in-law died, you were forced to wear a hair shirt, eat dirt, and pound your head on a rock. Anything to keep you from laughing.
Mary!
Hi, Dorothy.
Honey!
Hey, welcome, stranger. Come in here and sit down.
How have you been doing?
Tell me, sweetheart, you having fun in high school?
Oh, it's okay. Oh, I loved high school. It seems like only yesterday, riding around with the boys in their cars and the dances.
And don't forget the attention.
Sure, I got attention. But only because you were the strongest, the smartest, and you could take care of yourself, which Ma constantly pointed out, in English and Italian.
Ma said this about me.
Think back, Dorothy. When we were kids, and Ma and Pop were working.
I put my head between my knees.
No, that's for nausea.
When I'm scared, I'm nauseous. You remember what happened when that man tried to steal my purse?
Worked better than Mace. Honey, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about.
Well, anyway, all the same, I better get busy writing down my act.
Wow. Jean, could you tell me what the future holds?
Sure. In January, Brooke Shields and Lady Di will star together in a Broadway musical comedy. Senator Edward Kennedy will once again run for
No, I mean what the future holds for me and Jonathan.
Rose?
I'm not getting...
I'm not ready to go back to work yet.
Are you depressed about Glenn?
No, I'm depressed because Phyllis George left the Morning News. Of course I'm depressed about Glenn. I mean, for 3 weeks he made me the happiest woman in the world. Very difficult for me. No, I will not change my mind. Goodbye, Glenn.
Dorothy, I'm proud of you. You'll see, it's not the end of the world.
No, just feels like it. Oh, I hope I'm doing the right thing.
Well, you are if you really meant it when you said you never want to see her.
Out if the Canterbury Tales is going to come up in a huddle.
I agree, Dorothy. Saturday's game was a big one. And speaking as a former cheerleader and ex-bad girl in a health film, I can tell you the importance of school-sanctioned extracurricular activities.
Now, look, I want you both...
Dorothy, I love you.
I love you, too. Goodbye. They're almost as far off on your age as you are. I wonder how this could have happened.
I know how it happened because I know who took that picture. Chugga Dietz, the obituary editor. I never dreamed when I dropped him he'd be so vindictive. 68! Can you believe that? 68!
He is not a newsstand. He's a newsstand.
Then you can see the change.
I'm waiting for the change. That was a 5 I handed you.
Look, Stan, old Stan, new Stan, tastes great, less filling Stan. The point is, you wear black, they think you're depressed. You wear red, they think you're angry.
You're wearing negligee, they think you want to sleep with them.
Why aren't you arrested more? Anyway, Dr. Halpern is really working
Oh, well, now, isn't that sweet? But, honey, with all those people, there's no way you're ever going to get the Pope to notice you. Oh, he'll notice me. I'm home. Rose, happy.
Oh, Sophia, Dorothy wouldn't lie. A mother knows when her child is lying. It's like back radar. Now, what did the doctor really say?
He said I have to have surgery.
Surgery for what?
For kicks, Rose. No, I have a condition called Morton's neuroma.
Oh, I think he's Spornak. Now, shame on you. She is your mother. She's 85 years old and she wants a new pair of shoes. How many more chances do you think you're going to have to buy her shoes? Oh, what I would give to be able to buy my mother's shoes one more time.
You want to take her?
Screw that, she's your mother.
We did have to go to work. How else could we have paid for the operation?
All I know is I was alone and terrified, and I have never gotten over it. I still have that phobia about hospitals.
Well, it's about time you got over it. Blanche, get the keys to your car. We're taking Dorothy back to the hospital.
Ma, I am not going.
Okay, fine. So you don't want to go back to the hospital?
No, because there was so much pain, I didn't think it would ever go away. But it did. And it will again. We get through it. We go on. When it comes right down to it, what other choice do we have? It could have been a lot worse. I could have missed these last 3 years. Dorothy, are you all...
It's my Uncle Lucas. He's perfect. All man, all heart, all yours.
Blanche, forget it. It's not going to work out. I mean, he's a little bit country, and I'm a little bit too smart for this.
You've got Uncle Lucas all wrong. He's a man of cultivation and high taste.
Well, I think you're scared too, but you won't admit that you need help. Professional help to get on with your life. Oh, I've given this a lot of thought, Lily, and I really think it's the best way.
Rose, you're not coming back to Chicago with me, are you?
No.
How can you turn your back? See me drive home. Come on.
1, 2, 3. That is not funny.
Are you kidding? It's a riot. I proved once at Old Man Peterson, after we saw Psycho at the home, they had said he would never walk again.
I called.
I canceled.
What do you mean?
We are not giving away Fluffy, Muffy, Buffy, and Joanne.
Rose, they are non-breeding minks who eat their weight in food every day, Joanne.
We are not giving them away, Dorothy. I mean, this is their home
They
now.
eat their weight in food every day?
When I'm depressed, so do I.
Step out of Rose, the sun's coming up.
Why do we have to leave so early?
Because yesterday we ended up with a crummy location.
Well, then shouldn't we have dry ice or something to keep these cold till lunchtime?
Are you crazy? We should charge them extra for a hot lunch.
Oh, Dorothy,
Hi, Rose.
Wait a minute, what's with this suitcase? I thought you...
I decided I do have to go.
But you were going
Dorothy,
to stay. Would you mind if I spoke with Jean for a minute?
No, fine. Go ahead.
But his days are numbered. When the revolution comes, he's the second to be shot.
Who's the first?
Morales, my next door neighbor who knocked up my sister.
well, this is dandy. Just dandy. I knew I should never have let you two...
You see? Everybody thinks the best way to show someone you care is by going into debt. I mean, where is the love? Where's the sharing? Where is the true spirit of Christmas?
Neiman Marcus, ladies' apparel, 3rd floor.
No, maybe you're right, Dorothy. You know I've spent too much again this year.
Girls, you can force us to stay here all night, but I'll be damned if you're going to force us to celebrate the most joyous holiday of the year with you.
Yeah, but
I've been sitting in the back seat of the car for half an hour. What am I, a dachshund?
Ma, be careful.
Salvador de Milo tried to kiss me. I never told a soul. Nobody else knew but you. We were alone in the kitchen when I spilled my guts out. We weren't alone. Vinny Jamala was drunk under the table. What are you talking about? I can't believe you don't remember. He threw up in your shoe.
Accidentally bit Brunhilde. Poor little guy just stood there, watching his mother deflate before his very eyes. He was never the same after that. Oh, sure, once in a while he'd at the back tires of a parked car. But for the most part, he just kind of kept...
Stan, you're wearing my robe. Tell me about it. Which one of Stan's angels forgot to pick up my dry cleaning? Oh, well, cheesecake. I just love it when we all get together like this.
It sure was, Bill. Patrick swore to me that I was the only woman in his life.
He told me the same thing, you liar. He said he was going to tell everybody about us. He said when the time was right, he was going to rent a plane and...
Write it in the sky?
Want you to know you're the only woman in my life.
That's a sack of cold chestnuts, mister. Blanche. Don't you blanch me, you lowlife. You think you can just roll into this town and have your way with every woman you want?
There was someone else besides me.
Oh, yes, that was me and that was Rose.
And me!
You slept with the sheriff?
Lord, now, what are we going to do about Emily?
Dorothy, nobody can do a better job of raising this baby than we can.
Fine. But if she's going to stay another couple of days, we better get some more diapers and some food.
I'm thawing some pork chops.
Honey, she only has 2 teeth. How's she supposed to eat a pork chop?
My Uncle Lester had only 1 tooth all night talking.
I'm going to bed.
She doesn't feel like talking.
But I got chocolate macadamia nut cheesecake and rum raisin ice cream.
Oh, all right. Start cutting, you scoop.
Ah, that's my girl. So, did you decide what you're going to do?
No. Oh, Mila ever got a letter?
She never sent it. She forgets.
I don't forget anything.
Hi, Angela.
Hi, Blanche.
No, honey, I'm Blanche.
Does that make it confusing, having 2 Blanches in the same house?
Angela, honey, wouldn't you like to lie down? You've had a long trip.
I don't want to lie down. I just got here.
Oh, I always get tired after a long...
Okay. All we've done is fight for the last 3 weeks. What do you say we call a truce?
Okay, a truce.
Oh, hi. Hi, Tony. You know him? Know him. He's my boyfriend. That's my new roommate.
Well, the town would have gone under if Oslo's most famous hairstylist, Vidal Sasbogadottir, hadn't relocated his shop in St. Olaf because of our more favorable tax laws. Now, you see why I don't like plastic surgery? Beside me. What about the tortured days and the sleepless nights I've spent trying to think of some way to make up for this horrible thing I've done? Oh, come on now, Blanche, don't be so selfish. Let me be your Wiedenflugen.
You can be my Wiedenflugen.
Flugen.
Girls, terrific news. Remember that story that Mario...
Somebody impulsive who'd sweep me off my feet. He'd pick me up in his convertible Porsche and whisk me to the airport, and we'd fly to his villa in the south of France, where we'd blindfold the orchestra and dance until dawn. And then we'd watch the sun come up over 2 steaming cups of cocoa.
Where's Lucy's husband?
Not on the show.
Desi wasn't on the show?
Desi played Ricky.
Who did Lucy play?
Lucy.
I know, but who did she play?
Lucy.
Right, but who did she play?
Lucy played Lucy.
Well, then why didn't Desi play Desi?
He wasn't tall enough.
My daughter, no matter what he has to say, she'll see right through it.
Good for Kate. I think that bum deserves everything he gets.
You know, I'm glad he showed up. Now she can get it all over and done with.
Do you think she'll still have time to see Marlo Thomas? Because I'd sure like an autograph.
Me. I mean it. You're really hurting me.
Oh, my God. Why, Dorothy, look, it's Mrs. McDowell.
Why is everyone staring at me?
Because your handbag doesn't match your shoes.
We're a very fashion-conscious neighborhood.
Listen, I know this is short notice, but how would you all like to
call all over the world free of charge, except for Albania and North Korea, of course. In your television remote, you can use it to raise the windows and flush the toilet. Well, I'm going to run over to the freeway, see if there are any cars in trouble.
This guy knocks me out. Chuck, do you think you could finish our dishwasher first?
I'm not, Chuck.
I followed you to the boardwalk.
That was you? Thank God. I thought Gino the Enforcer was out on parole.
Ma, please, will you let me say what I have to say?
Maybe I don't want to hear what you have to say. Maybe I'm happy not knowing anything.
Or maybe you know already.
I'm not
I'm going to eat it. Why did you take it?
It's the principle. You're always leaving me out of things.
Now, Sophia, that's not true.
The hell it isn't. What about that dance marathon you cut me out of?
Oh, now, come on, Ma, that was different. There was money at stake.
We didn't even tell each other about that.
I remember I was the first one to arrive. You remember?
No, I can't go on.
No, you have to, Marty. Just a little while longer and I'll have that $1,000 and you will have a wonderful story to tell your poker club.
No, I'm sorry, Blanche, I quit.
Don't you dare.
No, I quit.
Don't you dare leave the dance floor.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like couple number 29 is out of the competition. And that little lady on the...
This has gone far enough. Rose, honey, I want to talk to you.
Now, don't bother Rose. She's busy.
Oh, it's okay. I was just thumbing through the old family album. Here's a picture of baby when he was young.
$1,000 because the pig is homesick?
That's right.
Sometimes life really bites the big one.
Hi, Sophia.
Hey,
You see, when you fire... Oh, now we don't have to go into that. Here, a little gift from us to you. Well, isn't that nice? A tiara?
Well, you said to get something I'd buy for my sister.
This is bad. A recurring dream. Night after night, I had this awful dream that I was trapped in an enclosed space full of men.
Now, what could that mean? Let's give this a second.
Now, wait a minute. There's more to it.
There's only one way I'm going to get through this. If you two will come with me to the funeral for support. Oh, will you do it? Please, Blanche. Please, Dorothy. Please, Blanche.
I will if Dorothy will.
Please.
If you really think, go with me off this plane. What was that?
Oh, that was them shutting the door.
They shut the door?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Candy. I'll be your flight hostess. Please review the information cards in your...
Dr. Zhivago is my favorite movie of all time. Now I'd like to introduce my friends. No, this is Dorothy.
Well, little Betty is a joy, but she's going to have to trim her mohawk if she wants to play Mary in the Christmas play.
Sounds like you need to unwind.
I think I need to retire.
Look, I know it's late, but could we go for a drink?
Sure, yeah, I'll settle for that.
I'm with Dorothy.
Stan, I think you're a little out of line.
I'm not knocking Dorothy.
Oh, what would you call this, a testimonial?
Okay, I'm gonna have to be blunt. Ted, all your life, you've looked up to me, and you've envied me for everything I have. That's why you want to marry Dorothy.
Married?
Yes, I feel just as bad as you do.
Oh, yeah. Did you have an angry Viking yelling Scandinavian swear words at you on the phone this morning?
My guess would be no.
Rose, as I told you last night, your cousin is a very sensitive man. I just have to find the right time and place, and I'll let him down.
For a gift. This is the receipt for the diamond ring that you gave me on our 38th wedding anniversary.
I know.
You spent $2,500 on me? I gave myself a perm and took up jazzercise. You bought a car without telling me?
How can I explain it? When I sat behind the wheel, people noticed me. People paid attention. That car was a chick magnet.
That is it, Stanley. That's it.
Sounds like you've already made up your mind.
I guess I have. Oh, but I feel awful about leaving you guys. I feel like I'm breaking up the Three Musketeers.
Honey, you go with your heart. We just want you to be happy.
I am happy. And I want you to be happy. That's where I want you to settle.
Sophia, that's the same dress I got.
Well, now you know how it should look.
Game. Blanche, I didn't know you played baseball. Oh, we're not going to play baseball, Rose.
Have a place to sleep.
Look, I sympathize with your problem. For $75, you can sleep in the lobby and I won't have you arrested for loitering.
$75? That's a lot of money.
I know, ma'am. That's why I want it.
Go.
Gee, this piano teeth.
Now, Green Team, what are you going to do with all that dough? Are you going to keep it, or are you going to trade it for what's behind one of our windows?
I say, Let's go for the window.
No, we have to discuss this with everyone.
Okay, I heard a hurricane before. Oh, there's nothing to be afraid of. I've been through a couple of hurricanes. Actually, they could be kind of fun. I remember one when I was married.
Married?
Married. When I was married. No.
You know, it's still pretty windy out there. I'm going to go outside and see if I can get airborne.
I better get going too.
Don't get any privacy. One of us always ends up sharing a bed. Every time someone visits, I'm in your room, you're in my room, she's in her room, she's in your room. Look at me.
What?
You're getting a cold.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Tomorrow you'll have a cold.
What is this, the curse of the Catwoman?
Of course, there's some things I don't understand, like poverty. And the spokesmodel category on Star Search. But then again, you work your wonders in mysterious ways. A couple of years ago, on a night like this, I would have frozen to death because I was by myself.
Actually, I just got off the phone with Phil's wife. She's back, poor thing.
But poor thing?
She's in a state of shock. She found out she couldn't do any better than Phil. Not exactly a storybook romance, but an ending's an ending, and there you have it.
Oh, we're so glad you decided to stay, honey. Oh, Sophia, when we thought you were leaving, we started talking.
That happens a lot with people when they retire. Maybe you should talk to them about it.
Maybe you're right.
Hey, everybody, I found the perfect guy to convert the garage. Follow me. Everybody, this is Vincenzo.
Ma, who is Vincenzo? It's an awful lot to digest at once. You know, I mean, first you surprise me, and then the engagement, and then Lorraine.
I really love her, Mom.
That's all that matters. I mean it. I'm very happy for you.
We're ever in love. It just seemed as though we should be. And I learned something from that. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. It's how you feel about each other. Am I making any sense?
Making a lot of sense. I was married.
I just can't believe you really feel this way. You know, Lorraine's mother's not the least bit concerned about our age
Well,
difference.
she's entitled to her opinion.
What's her hurry?
Didn't you see that enormous thing in her bedroom?
I thought she'd stopped seeing Roger.
How do I look? Not bad. You got another date with Captain Marvelous?
Mr. Terrific. I can see you didn't read many comic books when...
Now, man! And he wonders why he can't have his own series.
Well, shabba-dabba-dab.
Dorothy, I read your memo. I like the way you think.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hastings. Thank you very much.
Boy, you've got a lot of modern ideas for a woman your age.
Oh, you're just saying.
No, I mean it.
The real reason I wanted to marry him was because his oldest daughter was a rival of mine at cheerleading. And I figured if I married Deck, I'd be her mama. I could kick her off the squad. Anyway, I remember the next day I was in the Rexall when Deck came in. Look.
Rose Nyland, you are St. Olaf's Woman of the Year! Oofda!
Why did we get off that lovely jetliner in Minneapolis and switch to this rickety old thing?
Because the jets are too big to land at St. Gustav.
St. Gustav? I thought we were flying to St. Olaf.
Well, St. Olaf doesn't have an airport. No, the only way you can get to St. Olaf is to fly to St. Gustav and then take land transportation to St. Olaf.
How about cutting the crap, Stanley? Why are we here, and what is it you want from me?
Okay, I was going to wait until after we sang Take Me Out to the Ball Game, but I'll level with you now. I'm having a little business problem.
What's the problem?
I'm bankrupt. Dorothy, I just need a few bucks until the end of the month.
Should I? Oh, what the hell? Rose, what is Gawakanogan?
It's a lot like baseball, except instead of hitting a ball, you whack yourself on the head. After 10 whacks, if you're still standing, you take first base. It's usually a very low scoring. It's more a cone shape than a beret.
Anyway, Jean-Pierre must have known about my reputation for playing the field because right from the very beginning he was convinced I couldn't be faithful. He would spy on me in my classes. He'd follow me home from school. Some nights he would even shinny up the oak tree outside my bedroom door.
She lost one of her oldest friends, and even though she made up with Mac, she knows that she'll probably never see him again.
Well, you go and get her. We will try to cheer her up. You don't want that poor little thing getting sick over this.
No.
Mom! Oh my God!
Dorothy, what is it?
What, honey?
Oh, good.
Driving away the birds with that noise. You know a real song?
Do you have a buck?
It had to be you.
That was Sal's favorite song.
It had to be you. It had to be you.
Complex. Salad, not Julius.
Rose, maybe you ought to work on the knishes. Or did you have an uncle who was a Mr. Potato Head?
Oh, Dorothy, you're just cranky because you haven't had a cigarette in a while.
Maybe a little, but I'll tell you the truth. I really think I'm over the worst part of it. For a while. I don't think Blanche or Rose spotted the jacket either.
I don't believe it. That's Ida Perkins.
What?
That's Ida Perkins. What the hell is she doing here?
Were you kidding me about being from Minnesota?
Absolutely not. But believe it or not, most businesses aren't anxious to train a 55-year-old black hotel porter. Go figure it, huh?
It's all about pressure. From family, from professors, from friends. No room to slide. Have to be perfect. Guess what, Blanche? I'm not perfect.
I couldn't sleep. I was afraid I'd have that dream again. What are you two doing up?
Well, I'm waiting up for Clayton. I want to make sure he had a good time tonight. My brother and I are very close.
Oh, that's sweet, Blanche.
Evening, ladies.
Well, Clayton, dyed her hair and ran off to Paris with an artist 10 years her junior. I just got a postcard last week.
Yeah, and now she's miserable and bony and sick of eating snails, right?
No, they bought a beautiful home in Cannes.
Rose!
Granted, not a great example.
Thank you for proving my case. All right, we're all in.
Fine. Welcome to the George Bush era. Me.
Well, side goes, we just take things slow. And if it turns out that we can't be anything more than just good friends, well, that's good enough for me.
I'm a lucky man to have found someone like you.
I feel the same way. If you ask me, people rely too much.
You stop being an idiot. Bob Hope is not going to call, and he is not going to MC our show.
What do you mean? I said he'd be here, and he will.
Rose, this is not Miracle on 34th Street. You are a grown woman holding on to childhood fantasies. Bob? Magic words.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rose Nyland, and I'm responsible for what's happened here tonight. Because of a silly, childish dream, I let you all down. I had this crazy idea that I had a special connection to a...
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bob Hope!
Thank you very much. Thank you. Did you hear that Ronald Reagan has just moved back to Hollywood? That's just what Hollywood needs, another unemployed actor. And you know Reagan...
Which is exactly the amount of each girl's life savings.
Exactly?
That's why this is a story instead of an immigration report. May I continue? One girl chooses to spend her money and take a chance on adventure. The other plays each other bloody.
It just isn't fair. But to whom? To the gamblers? Gambling is illegal in this state.
Besides, you're such an underdog, even Betty the Weasel won't give odds. I overheard that at bingo the other night.
This way, everybody wins and nobody gets hurt. Now, what's wrong with that?
Blanche, why is this a story about acceptance?
Oh, because years later, to get back at me, Kathy Lee slept with my daddy. That was something I had to accept. And sex.
Obviously, you fell off the wagon.
And onto a naval base.
It was just after I'd lost George, and it just seemed an appropriate thing to do.
Of course it did. And your husband had just died.
So what? It's a little surprise. We're not visiting Lillian as much as we're breaking her out.
What? We can't do that. I mean, that's wrong. What if we get caught?
Lillian is a great friend. Will you do it, please?
Well, okay.
Good. I'll keep the staff busy. You get Lillian.
And could spend all his days happy, whittling away, because his family was there for him. I will never forget that look on his face. He was happier than a Kentucky yearling, a frolicking in bluegrass as high as a hoot owl's perch on the top of a spring
In
blossom.
English, Jethro, in English.
He was happy.
Because you're a schmuck?
Did you take this seminar?
Stan, I think we've heard enough.
Look, I've gone through a life-changing experience. I feel like I'm free to love anybody.
Oh, please. You said the same thing after you had your vasectomy.
The guy in the turban waving from the front seat of the Rolls Royce.
Sophia, those things are just silly.
The unexamined life is a life not worth living.
That's very deep.
And if you're into this stuff, very reasonable. It's $17.95 for that slogan, printed on a turban-shaped nightlight.
Gotcha.
Dorothy, how did this start? Cole Porter?
Gershwin.
Thank God I came in time.
We've certainly had some good times, haven't we, girls?
Yes, we have. And we'd like to have more. So would you please leave? Calm down, Scarlett. There's no need to be so dramatic.
Please, she can't help it. Everyone around here acts like a ham. There's been more bad acting, bad dancing, and bad singing under this roof than a Suzanne Summers special.
Nice to know I have a friend like you who cares.
Dorothy, I have a confession to make. Rose didn't lose Fernando. I gave him to Daisy when she was helping out with the rummage sale.
Well, then there's no problem, honey. Just call Daisy and get Fernando back. She's a very sweet...
Maybe it's not the flu. Flu doesn't last that long.
You ought to go back to Dr. Raymond.
I did, Blanche. He said I'm fine.
Get a second opinion.
She did. She went to Dr. Schlesinger.
Well, then, you are fine. Now, you want to hear my idea?
She is not fine, Blanche. Look at her.
I didn't say she looks fine.
Don't worry about it. You won't be needing it. Dorothy, get dressed. You're fine.
I beg your pardon?
We've run every test known to man. They're all normal. You can get dressed, go home, enjoy your life.
But Dr. Stevens, I was always healthy, and then I came down with this flu. I can't get rid of it. I've been sick for 5 months now.
Look, Dorothy, can I ask you a personal question?
Yes?
You're divorced.
Yes.
How's your social life? Do you see men?
What in the world does seeing men have to do with anything?
Oh, Dorothy, we know for a fact that if people are not happy, and lonely people aren't, but they get all kinds of symptoms.
I don't believe it. a rejection. And this one isn't even personal. It's a form letter. They just filled in my name at the top line.
Well, Blanche, what else is there besides love and kindness?
How about fame and fortune?
Well, that doesn't bring happiness.
Like hell it doesn't.
You know, I'm getting sick of you knocking Minnesota. Maybe we're not as sophisticated as Miami. Maybe we don't...
Nice seeing you.
Not so fast. There are some things I have to say. There are a lot of things that I have to say. Words can't express what I have to say. What I went through, what you put me through. I can't do this in a restaurant.
Good.
But I will.
Life.
Your husband sold horseshoes? I thought he sold insurance.
Oh, he sold insurance for a while, but Charlie wasn't very good at it. As soon as people said no, he'd give up. Well, insurance salesmen have to keep going till they get a yes. They have to keep talking and talking and talking.
Oh, and I'll be helping you. Enrique will get involved and put you on TV only if your age discrimination case gets really ugly and the company tries to discredit you, drag your name through the mud, and make you look stupid.
I guess we can only hope.
Okay, I'll need to get some information from you.
Terry, other European girls don't shave under their arms.
Is that true?
They just let it all hang out.
Really?
Bushy as can be.
Well, what do they look like in a strapless dress?
Like Milton Berle over there. Oh, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's perfectly natural.
Well, it's a little too natural if you ask me. I prefer to be smooth under my arms and from my ankle to the top of my thigh.
Get out of here.
Why?
You shave above the knee?
Well, of course.
Get out of here.
Yeah, but you're so successful.
I'm also 60, and I'm miserable. Oh, I went to law school so I could fight for the little guy. Now I'm fighting for multinational corporations. I'm so frazzled I find myself sneaking into the washroom to make balloon giraffes. Fella, that rains on me.
I see. Dorothy.
What did you do to him?
Horrible nets. You still think we were a failure?
You're right. I just wish we could save them all.
You want to do more? Fine, let's go back down to the dock.
Really?
Sure. I know a waterfront bar where a lot of foreign fishermen hang out.
Do you think they'd be... Dorothy, I really need you there. I need your shoulder in case he takes his away.
Oh, all right, I'll go. Ma, where are my dancing shoes?
In the Smithsonian, right next to Fred Astaire's.
How the hell would I know? No, I want to go. Lydia looked so peaceful.
We're not in this life for peace.
You're crying.
No, I'm not. I don't cry.
I can see your tears.
And I can see yours. You know what that tells me?
What?
You're not as ready to die as you think you are. You still want to live, kid.
Some kid.
Obsessed. You have this irrational need to get Roger to like you. Now, why are you doing this?
I guess it all started when I was a little kid at the orphanage. You see, only the happy, nice kids got adopted. And that's when I started trying to be happy and nice all the time. Because the truth is, if you treat somebody really nicely, they'll... I got a million of them.
That's okay, Ma. I don't think I'm going to be doing my stand-up routine anymore.
How come? You were great.
This morning I realized that what I've been doing is no different from my dream. I mean, every time I stand in front of a classroom, I face the same challenges. Only I come away with something that I didn't feel last night.
I had to call the band and beg for my job back.
You got it? Michael, that's wonderful.
Wonderful? It's humiliating.
Oh, Michael.
Look, I gotta catch a bus. You got my laundry?
Michael, I want you to know I think what your mother did was right. You may not see it now, but you'll realize it later.
Thanks, girls, for coming down and helping out.
Oh, it was
thank
wonderful.
You for having us.
I'm glad you asked.
And hey, Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry But is anything wrong?
She just realized there's going to be a scar. It's really just last-minute stage fright. All my patients have it.
Oh, honey, I'm sure it'll be nothing. You'll hardly notice it.
That madman wants to rip me open from stem to stern.
Your two favorite parts. I'm a woman.
I think Amos and Andy are on the wildest tonight. What do you say we stay home and laugh our asses off?
Malcolm, I told you, I'm going out with the girls tonight.
Yeah, you always were the ladies' man, Tommy.
Yeah. It didn't change my life. I just went home.
Shut up, she's leaving.
I left Czechoslovakia because I was afraid of change, afraid of the new freedom. But now I see in America, freedom is change, always changing for the better idea. I want to be part of the future of my country.
Everybody, this is Glenn. Glenn, I'd like you to meet...
No, don't tell me. Rose, Blanche, and Mrs. Petrillo. These are for you. Oh, remind me, before you leave, I went back to the bakery and got your mother some anise cookies.
You don't have to try so hard. You know, to be honest, I still can't believe how much my mother liked you.
Yeah, I liked her too. One thing puzzled me, though.
Confront your father. Tell him how you feel. At least you'll have some kind of a relationship. Right now, you have nothing.
You know, Rose, I'm luckier than you because I had a father, a wonderful father whom I loved dearly. But right now you have an opportunity I would give anything for it. Just to have 10 minutes more with Big Daddy. Oh, to hear that sweet old husky voice once.
Don't let your ego get involved.
My ego is not involved. Look, I'm nobody special, Ma. I'm just an average citizen. I saw another citizen and I reached out. A man changed his life and I'm just somebody who helped him do it. Me, Dorothy Spornak, miracle worker.
I didn't know how to tell you that I just couldn't be married to you anymore.
How could you say that?
It's Lyle, isn't it?
I'm just confused. I need time to think.
What's there to think about? Sonny has the eyes of a poet, the soul of a poet. Hey, you're through with those...
Blanche, you okay?
Oh, yeah, fine.
I was just checking.
Would you sit with me for a minute?
Sure, Blanche. Well, you were doing a lot of talking and you swore I'd get a pony. She brings me a little paper bird on a stick from the circus. You know, the kind that you have to twirl around your head to get them to tweet.
And that was your pet? They're very clean.
Then she tells me if I'm a good girl, a really good girl, that my mother might have given you the wrong idea about what kind of man my brother Phil was.
Not to worry. The good Lord has given me a sixth sense, so to speak. I can tell a lot about a person just by looking at them.
He was special.
I'm sure.
Miles, visiting hours at the hospital are until 10.
Now, please tell him I hope his leg feels better.
Oh, he feels great. He says a week in bed is just what he needs.
Tell him I'll drop by to see him again tomorrow. I went by that thimble museum. I got him a thimble from France. See? Okay, on with the award.
Oh, God, this is it.
Good luck,
Break a leg.
Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please.
The winner of this year's Volunteer Vanguard Award is Rose. Yes! Hand me that glass of water, please. My age, that would be like getting tackled on the 1-yard line.
Rose, you realize that Chicago is out of the picture now.
But there's no way we can just stay in Miami?
No, that's impossible too, sweetheart. Look, I don't know where the government's going to move us, but all I do know is that everything's going to be fine as long as the two of us...
Name is Devereaux. Blanche Devereaux. you, honey, you really ought to go out on the lanai. You're missing quite a shower.
I'm not missing anything. Where I'm from, the marriages are arranged on it.
Sneeze here.
And you need something new. Oh, I have this other handkerchief from St. Olaf. This one's never been used.
Thanks again, Rose.
And something borrowed. Dorothy, I want you to have my best bracelet.
Oh, black. Then you'll bring it up.
Time for my shake.
Honey, how you doing with this diet?
Oh, no problem. Piece of cake. Nice big piece of chocolate cake. Devil's food, smothered in whipped cream and coconut flake.
Once upon a time, on a beautiful spring day, Henny Penny was waking up from a nap under an oak tree when an acorn fell from the tree and hit her on the head. Funny, when I was a little girl in Sicily and they told this story...
To me these feathered fools are so much meat. I and mine shall dine bon appetit.
And from that day to this, Turkey Lurkey, Goosey Lucy, and Henny Penny...
To tell you the truth, I don't think that she'll remember me.
Ma, I'm sure you... I hope that doesn't make you uncomfortable. Ma, what are you doing?
I'm rolling for my life.
Ever really means it. I did. Well, you're a freak. Besides, it's bad luck if you don't get kissed at midnight. Why, my New Year's Eve kiss is the most important one of the whole year. It sets the tone for the next 365 days. 1 year, I didn't get...
Excited, spiritually confused. Did I mention excited?
Let the games begin.
Oh boy. So, how do I start?
And the fans, they went crazy. They were screaming and jumping up and down just like it was the 60s. I mean, everyone except me. I mean, I had a fabulous time, but I managed to retain my dignity.
Morning, blokes.
His muse. Well, actually, his old lady.
Don't you think I know what this is all about? It's about that British invasion that's been going on in your bedroom.
Ma, this is about art.
Why, no wonder they call you the big me and the bug lady.
Do you believe the mob out there?
Where's Marvin?
Who?
Your lawyer, Marvin Mitchelson. Where is he?
No, I'm not using Marvin on this case.
He's a brilliant lawyer. Listen, Stanley, we need help here.
You know, last night, after Marvin got us bailed out, I went...
Lowe's building. She said she didn't care about it, that she'd never cared about it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Not so fast. Let's just wait till you're completely rehabilitated. Which can be fun, too.
Let me start my rehabilitation by giving you back your lovely necklace.
Thank you.
And your ankle bracelet.
The sub.
I love that name. I earned that name.
Boy, you really got on my case. I appreciate what you did, Mrs. Zabornik.
Oh, please. Tilla.
You know, I just had...
So what do you do for a living? Bill? Oh, who cares?
May I have your attention, please? We'd like to get started.
Cindy Lou People? You look incredible. Well, thank you. You remember our Korean...
And now, if you will excuse me, I have Gideon Bibles for everyone.
I'm Miss Sexy Grandma.
I'm sure a lot of people do, darling. I'm sure a lot of people do.
Rose?
Rose, she okay?
She's having open heart surgery.
Oh, no.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, come on, Dawn, I'll take you.
And bring back some of those paper seat covers. Hey, you collect stamps.
Let you rest, honey.
Oh, don't go. Seeing you all here makes me know I'm alive.
It's a miracle.
Oh, yes, it is.
Dorothy finally met somebody.
I didn't know you were home. Haven't seen too much of you this trip, Sugar Plum.
That's because you've been too busy Yankee doodling.
Blanche, I'm sure you don't mean that. You'll feel differently when you come to the hoedown we're throwing on the anniversary of Lee's surrender.
No, I know. But, oh, I'm gonna miss you, honey. Oh, I'm gonna miss you.
I just love to watch you. Whoa!
Now. They love me. These people love me. Dorothy and Lucas, would you please join hands? Lucas, do you take this woman to be your wedded wife? Do you promise to love, support?
Oh, no, of all the times for me to feel a sneeze coming on.